What mistakes should I avoid when explaining my gap year? Have you taken a gap year and are now preparing for legal interviews? You might be wondering how to explain that time away. Let's break down some common mistakes to avoid when discussing your gap year. First, be clear about why you took that time off. Avoid vague explanations that do not show intentionality. Law schools and employers want to see that you used your gap year productively. Simply saying you took time off without details can raise questions about your commitment. Next, do not describe your gap year as just a time for leisure. Instead, highlight activities that demonstrate personal or professional growth. This could include internships, volunteer work, or leadership roles. These experiences can show that you were actively engaged and developing skills relevant to a legal career. It is also important to connect your gap year activities to your future career goals. Be prepared to explain how your experiences during this time have prepared you for law school and a legal career. This connection can show that you are serious about your ambitions and have taken steps to clarify your path. Another mistake is leaving large gaps on your resume. Law schools prefer candidates who have maintained engagement in work or education. Even part-time jobs or short internships can fill those gaps and show continuous effort. Do not neglect your academic and professional relationships during your gap year. It is wise to stay in touch with professors or mentors, as you may need letters of recommendation later. Building new relationships through your gap year work can also be beneficial. Be mindful of how a gap year can impact your law school admission, test scores, and application timelines. Avoid delaying your plans without a clear strategy, as this can complicate your application process. Finally, prepare a cohesive narrative for your interviews. Avoid being defensive or inconsistent when discussing your gap year. Instead, aim for a concise and positive explanation that reflects self-awareness and readiness for the challenges of law school. When you talk about your gap year, focus on how you use the time to build skills and clarify your commitment to the legal profession. Show that your gap year was a thoughtful decision that contributed to your career path. This approach will align with what law schools and employers expect and strengthen your candidacy.